This is a variety kit. So last year I talked about the Galaxy S9, like rumors and stuff. But however, today, almost a year later, actually a little bit less than a year, talk about the Galaxy S10. So, okay, all right. So, we're going to talk about 10 features and a bonus one. And actually, in this video, we're going to have the question of the day, or question of the video, so stay tuned for that, where I ask you a question about something I've talked about. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. It could be anywhere in the video. But anyways, let's get started. So, number one is bigger screen sizes. So, oh, okay, all right. First of all, let me tell you about the models. There's going to be a Galaxy S10 Lite, or maybe a Galaxy S10e. I don't know. Then Galaxy S10, just a standard model, Galaxy S10 Plus, and Galaxy S10X. Which I don't know if that's going to be the foldable one. There might also be a fifth foldable Galaxy. I don't really know, but anyways, so the rumor is that the S10e or Lite, let's just call it Lite, is gonna have a 5.8-inch screen. I don't know. Another rumor said 5.75 inches, but I think it's going to be somewhere in between 5.75 and 5.84 inches, with the 18:9 aspect ratio, while the other ones are going to have a 19:9 aspect ratio, and the S10 is rumored to be like 6.1 inches, or another rumor said 6.11. I think it's pretty obvious that the S10 Plus is going to be 6.44 inches, because that's what a lot of rumors have been saying, and then the Galaxy S10X is going to be a whopping 6.66 inches. So number two is bezel-less display, except for the hole punch notch, which I'll be showing you. So so it's going to be a nearly bezel-less display, which will be an upgrade from the S9 series and Note 9. But I don't think the bezel-less display, I don't really understand how it's going to be an advantage over most phones. It's really just essentially the same thing as the OnePlus 6T. If you look in this image, and if you look in these images right here. This is the OnePlus 6T, and as you can see, it's notch up there. It's pretty small. It's smaller than most other phones, so yeah, that's what makes the notch pretty good, even though it's still present. But however, in the next image, you'll see the Galaxy S10, and no copyright claim is intended. I do not own this picture. All rights go to the owner of this picture, which I forgot who it was. But anyways, yeah, that was the OnePlus 6T's notch, and like I said, the next image will show the Galaxy S10's notch. This is the Galaxy S10 with its hole punch notch, and I don't want to be a hater and say that it's nothing really new, because it's essentially the same size as the OnePlus 6T. But let me know in the comments what makes it better than normal notches. And I'm not talking about like the notch on like the iPhone XS or Pixel 3 XL. I'm talking about like what makes this notch better than like other notches. Because like, I don't know, it looks essentially the same size as the OnePlus 6T. And by other notches, I'm not talking about bigger notches. I'm talking about what makes it better than the tiny notch of the OnePlus 6T. And also, I'm not saying this is an upgrade, but they could have just done what Vivo did with the pop-up camera. And also, it is worth noting that you'll probably be giving away the iris scanner. And while it is worth noting that OnePlus doesn't have an iris scanner, it is worth noting that they never had an iris scanner. Next feature. So there's rumored to be an in-display fingerprint scanner on the Galaxy S10, Galaxy S10 Plus, and Galaxy X, while the Galaxy S10 Lite will just have a fingerprint scanner either in the side of the phone on the power button, like phones like the Razer phone have, or on the back of the phone, like the S8 series and S9 series had. So yeah. Number 4 is the Exynos 9820 and Snapdragon 855. So I'm not sure about which regions. I know it's probably going to be the U.S. and China, because that's for the Snapdragon variant, because that's the way it's been, except for the Note 7 and S9 series, where more countries had the the Snapdragon variant. I mean, I'm not sure about which one will be faster. I mean, I watch phone buff videos, which they say it's not official until it's done phone buff style. But anyways, like with the Galaxy S7 series, like the Exynos was significantly faster. With the Galaxy S8 series, it was about the same, but however, the Exynos was a little bit faster. While with the Galaxy S9, the Snapdragon was faster, and they did say that they tested it multiple times. I'm pretty sure for all three, but I know it was definitely the case for the third one with the S9 series. But anyways, I don't know which one will be faster. But however, anyways, next one is more RAM and storage. So the S10 Lite is rumored to have 4 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. The S10, the standard S10 is rumored to have 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 and 256 and or 512. It might depend on the region, with 6 gigabytes of RAM on all the models. So it'll have the same amount of RAM as the Galaxy S9 Plus. While the S10 Lite will have the same amount of RAM as the Galaxy S9. The Galaxy S10 Plus, I think it's rumored that it'll have 128 and 1 terabyte, and then, I don't know, 1 terabyte in one region. I think it definitely will have more storage than the S10. But however, it's either going to be like 128, 256, 512, or 128 and 1 terabyte, and in the countries where 1 terabyte is, I'm pretty sure that in all of those, there's going to be like the 256 or 512, not both, but not neither either. I don't really know. But it's rumored to have 6 gigabytes of RAM on the 128. Then if there's a 256, I think it'll have, I don't know if it'll have 6 or 8, while the 512 and 1 terabyte will have 8 gigabytes of RAM, as with the Note 9, the 512 gigabyte storage model had 8 gigabytes of RAM, while the 128 gigabyte model had 6 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, I don't know if 256 would be likely. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it would be nice to have an in-between storage option, but I don't really know if 256 would be an option. It might be just similar to the Note 9, but upgraded. While the Galaxy S10X is going to have, might possibly start at 1 terabyte of storage, and it'll have 10 or 12 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know, but it's rumored that the other three are going to start at 128. Anyways, yeah, next feature. So next there's rumored to be 4K at 150 frames per second. I think this is going to be on all of the models, and I think it's going to be at least on the Exynos variant. It's probably going to be at least on the Exynos variant. And I think, I don't know, I mean, like, for example, with the S8 series and Note 8, you got 4K at 60 on the Exynos models, but not the Snapdragon models. I mean, technically you can't get them on neither, but there is a way to enable them on the Exynos models. But anyways, yeah, there's rumored to be 4K at 150, which is 2.5 times more than what all phones can currently do, which is 60. And I find 150 a bit weird, because like either phones, I don't know, it seems like phones don't come in 150 frames per second. Like with the iPhones, there's only 120 and 240. I mean, I'm talking about the iPhone SE and later, like the iPhone 6 and later. The iPhone 5S just had 120 frames per second. But anyways, let's move, anyways, alright. Next one is more cameras. So it's rumored to be, so for the rear cameras, it's rumored to be 2 cameras on the Galaxy, 2 cameras on the Galaxy S10 Lite. So I mean, instead of a telephoto lens, it's gonna be a wide-angle lens. That's the rumor, and it's gonna be so there's gonna be a 12 megapixel with the variable f1.5 and f2.4 f-stops, and then there's also gonna be and then there's also going to be a 16 megapixel f1.9 aperture. But unlike the telephoto lens on the Note 8, S9 Plus and Note 9, the wide-angle lens won't have optical image stabilization, nor will it have any autofocus. The S9 will have the will also have the 12 standard and 16 wide-angle, with the same f-stops for both, and still no optical image stabilization. But however, it's also rumored that there's going to be the telephoto lens like the Note 8, S9 Plus, and Note 9 had. But however, it's going to be 13 megapixels instead of 12 megapixels for the telephoto lens, but the f-stop is still going to remain at f2.4. And if I didn't say the f-stop for the wide-angle lens, it's going to be f1.9. So in some ways it'll be better than the it'll be better than the telephoto, while in some ways it'll be worse. And by the way, I know I've mentioned this, but you want a lower f-stop because that gives better low light photos. And then I don't know, like the higher f-stop would be good for daylight, but I think the I think the 1.5 will be a bigger advantage in the night than the 2.4 in the day for and then the S10 Plus is rumored to have the same camera setup, and then the S10X also the same camera setup, but it's also going to have a fourth rear camera. The front cameras are going to be one on the S10 Lite and S10, and two on the Galaxy S10 Plus and Galaxy S10X. Number 8 is bigger battery. So it's going to be a 3100 on the S10 Lite, which will be 3000 milliamps more than what was on the S7, S8, S9, and also the Note 5. And by the S models, all I'm talking about the smaller models. The S10 Plus, the S10 will have a 3500 milliamp battery, which will be the same as the S8 Plus and S9 Plus. The Galaxy S10 Plus will have a 4000 milliamp battery, which is the same as the Galaxy Note 9, while the Galaxy S10X is going to have a 5000 milliamp battery. And okay, next is 5G capabilities. So there's rumored to be 5G on the Galaxy S10X, which will actually be a limited edition. Yeah. And then number 10 is similar. It'll have it'll have gigabyte LTE, which will, actually the S8 and Note 8 had gigabyte LTE at 1024 megabytes. The S9 series and Note 9 had gigabyte LTE at 1.2 gigabytes, while the Galaxy S10 series are rumored to have 2 gigabyte LTE speeds, at least on the Exynos variants. And then the bonus one is reverse wireless charging, which will be on the S10, S10 Plus, and S10X. I'm also going to say, I forgot to add this, but reverse wireless charging is actually where you can charge your device on the phone. So, like, you'll be able to charge your device on the S10, S10 Plus, or S10X on the back of the S10. However, it does drain a lot of battery of the However, it'll probably drain a lot of battery. I mean, at least that's the case for the with the Mate 20, whenever it has reverse wireless charging. So those were the rumored features about the Galaxy S10 series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now for the question of the day. So both the songs Done For Me by Charlie Puth and Youngblood by 5 Seconds of Summer had the same like to dislike percentage rounded to the nearest 1000th percent. And I'm mentioning those songs because those were two of the songs I talked about in my best songs of 2018. But yeah, those two songs had the same like to dislike ratio. I mean, at least when rounded to the nearest 10th percent. But however, I want you to tell me in the comments which one you like better. And I don't know, or tell me if they're equally good, bad, or okay, or whatever. And also, I don't know, I'd like you to tell me, like, even if both are bad, both are good, or both are okay, or whatever, just tell me, like, I don't know, like, which one you still like better or worse, or you can still say equally bad. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. And I don't know, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to. I've actually been growing really slowly lately, so I could really use some support. I would really appreciate it. And have a nice day.